Okay, believe it or not, Naka is now playing, I believe, Telos in disguise, because I believe that from the opening repertoire choice against the King's Engine, the Simon's favourite pet King's Engine. So is he playing a Benko Gambit? He played a Benko Gambit against some sort of weird Benko Gambit transition? Oh, he's given up the c4 early here. So I had that c4, okay. Gave up a pawn, okay, made it into some sort of gambit. Is there enough compensation here for black? So the mighty Telos is another superb bullet player, 3 minute, 5 minute, brilliant player. So okay, a lot of Canadian flags today on the 15-minute auto pairing being watched. So what an honour to play Nakamura on the ICC. I mean, on the 15-minute as well, which he doesn't usually play on, but he's creeping up his ratings. So he's 22-24 now. So what ranking is that on the 15-minute auto pairing? Rank CapilanoBridge 15-minute. He's now ranked 16. Is he going to really climb up to number 1? Is he going to do it in a day? He's ranked 16 now, just with that rating, believe it or not. It's very, very difficult to get a high rating on 15-minute control. So what is going on here? Let's imagine take b2's being held. The king can maybe walk to protect b2, and then the knight has possibly a rosy future. This knight's been kept out of c4 with this double pawn here. Imagine the king protects c2. Where would black's counterplay be after that? I don't think really if black doesn't want the exchange of queens, that's one question. Maybe knight c3, knight b5. It's a bit of a lockdown. How can the knight be challenged? Black really doesn't want to give up the dark square bishop, or does he? Maybe he does, because that's lesser evil. So knight c3 takes. Black can attack b3. Okay. Alright, he's going to protect b3 and b2 with his king single-handedly, but knight e5 and c4 might generate some play, or c4 at some point, maybe. Or is black's position potentially a goner here? Not sure. On the surface it looks like good compensation here for the pawn. It's double pawns after all. Black's got a big bind on white ever playing b4, so how can white generate a passed pawn from this? The rook looks awkward. On the other hand, imagine a knight coming to b5, maybe a5 being targeted later with bishop d2, the king protect on c2, maybe bishop c3, get rid of that bishop, or just occupy that diagonal. How would white proceed there? Maybe, I don't know, he blocks that file, then this rook is free to come, maybe to prepare e5 later. Imagine the bishop on c3, a king on c2, a knight on b5, the rook coming back for f4, e5. White could win with the e file, potentially. It's a long way off, and now e6 changes all of that. The whole picture is being changed radically with that e6 now. Okay, now d6 though might be a potential target. So let's imagine, okay, now d takes e6, okay, he's playing quickly anyway. He's going to head for that b5 square. Maybe he doesn't even mind d5, d4 from that. He can target c5 later. He just needs to get out of the way of, with knight b5 after d5 maybe. As he wants to take, no, as rook d6, his king's on d2, so takes as rook d6 there. So d5 is possible, but knight b5, d4, hang on a sec, b2's hanging there, so d5 might be a move here. Looks quite dangerous. Make sure I'm on whisper, not on kibitz. It's a bit rude to be on kibitz, just in case anyone can hear it. Okay. Okay, let's see, d5. Okay, he hasn't gone for that. So it looks as though black's got a very nice active position, but he's getting a bit short on time. But is there a real counterplay now? Why didn't black take that b2 pawn offered? I wonder. Rook a2, maybe he's just not interested in that double pawn. He's more interested in getting rid of that b5, okay. Is this rook really awkward? It does look bad, this rook. But king c2, he's playing for e5 to win c5? To maybe liberate b with b4 later? No. It's king's too involved here on the c file. You can't play things like bishop c5 here. So what's the idea of f4? It's potentially for e5, maybe on d5 to play e5. Just to lock out the bishop. Okay, if he can start to use this rook, maybe, I don't know, rook d3, and then... Ah, that looks dangerous. Oh, now, I think that's necessary because... Well, how else... king d3, I suppose, if you wanted the defender. Okay. Now c5 might be a target, but Shredded is getting very low on time here. My game's uploading. Shredded disconnects and forfeits. Why did he disconnect? Oh man. About losing this? Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, I was whispering. We'll just do follow CapilanoBridge or ob. Alright, let's just stop this and upload and then carry on maybe in a bit. Okay.